Hello, welcome to today's video. Today's video is dedicated to my latest patron, Nick. So thank you so much, Nick. Nick was awesome in the comments. I asked him which commander he wanted, and he basically said something that I would enjoy. And I thought that was just really nice, because most people have something in mind. But this is great, because it means I can do something and dedicate it to you. And it's something that I haven't done yet, but it's been on my radar for a few years. So Ephara has been out for a long time now. She was in the original Theros, pretty sure Born of the Gods, one of the Theros block. And she's really quite awesome. I think over the years, she's really gone up in my estimations. She has the usual stipulation. You need 7 pips to make her online, 7 coloured pips. And at the beginning of each upkeep, if you had another creature enter the battlefield under your control last turn, draw a card. So it cares about the previous turn to draw a card. It's a bit of a weird delay trigger. I don't really know the flavour reasons behind that, but at least it's an interesting build. It cares about the past rather than the present. So the way you want to really abuse this is to have a constant flow of creatures. There's not too many ways to do that, because we don't have access to Bitter Blossom, but we do have access to Skrell's Hive, which gives us a creature every upkeep. So that's one way of doing it. It's also an enchantment, which is a kind of like a nice synergy piece with the deck, because there are a few enchantment synergies, like Inquisitive Glimmer, which lets your enchantment spells come in 1 cheaper. One of the nicest ways I thought you could synergize with this deck is make it a flash build, because it cares about the last turn, but not necessarily just yours. So you can play stuff in your turn to draw a card in your opponent's turn, or you can play a creature in your opponent's turn to draw a card in yours. So as long as you keep doing that, flip-flop back and forth, you'll keep drawing a card, and it's just really, really nice to be able to do that. We also have a hidden Ephara, which is underneath Invasion of Theros. This is cool. So when it comes in, search for an Oracle or a Demigod, reveal it, put it in your hand. And then when you take the HP off, it becomes Ephara Ever Sheltering, which is really quite insanely good. It's got lifelink indestructible as long as you control at least 3 other enchantments. So that's devotion to enchantments in a weird way. And whenever another enchantment enters, you draw a card, which is just super good. This is so cool. It's such a shame this is hidden underneath a battle, because I don't think a lot of people know this even exists, to be honest. It's kind of like an Easter egg command. It's not a command, you can't use it, but she's hidden there. She's really cool. And it synergizes with a lot of enchantmenty things. We've got Thassa to do a bit of flickering and tapping. The rest of the deck essentially is a few ETBs, Reflector Mage, Obscure Polymorphist. We also have Venter. So there's a lot of Venn diagrams going on here. We have enchantments, we have flash, ETB things, and it all synergizes really well together in this awesome package. That's one thing I like about my channel. I try and combine lots of Venn diagrams together to make just a really nice package. I think a lot of big creators, they just kind of just cramming good stuff. And of course, there is good stuff in here, but we have some weird, wonderful things you probably won't see very often. Like, look at this, Wrangle of the Damned. Beginning of your end step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand this turn, create a 2/2 spirit. So this rewards you not playing things in your own turn, which is really good, and itself has flash. It's not fantastic, but it's just a nice little bit of synergy, you know. Flash it in, wait, play stuff in your opponent's turn. Really cool. And of course, we've got the usual high-end finishes like Hullbreak Horror, Angel of the Dire is interesting. Comes in, look, sort of like a Set of the Wreckage, doesn't give them lands. Torrential Gearhulk, Dream Eater, all sorts of cool things. Wandering Rescuer. So yeah, loads of flash creatures, quite a few enchantments, and Ephara sits there reaping the rewards, and eventually she can come online, start smacking your opponent. So thank you so much, Nick, for being my newest patron. It's really touching to see people join the Patreon, because it's a little bit out of the way. You know, it's not just a YouTube membership thing. You have to press a few more buttons, and I think that puts people off. But I'll tell you now, if you do become a patron, it supports me the most, because YouTube takes a hell of a lot of commission from being YouTube members, and I truly wholly appreciate it. And I know it's easy to become a member on this platform, but yeah, Patreon is just so much better for me in terms of supporting, because if you are becoming a YouTube membership, you're kind of paying YouTube more than me, so just to put that out there. But yeah, if it's more convenient, then by all means go for that. But yeah, there is an extra added bonus. If you become a patron member, you get an extra bonus custom video on your birthday. Just tell me when that is. Yeah, that's pretty much easy. So yeah, once again, thank you so much, Nick. And yeah, this is really fun. I think I'll have some good games. I'm not sure. In the playtesting, it was really great. I love blue-white. And it's not just, you know, permission. There's a few counters and stuff, but it's not just a permission deck. So just get that out of the way. It's more than just counter spells. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go. We're going to go against Marina Vandrel and her doors and rooms. Now, we do have a way to stop the trigger going off. So if she does come in, we can try and use Tishana's Tidebinder in order to basically remove the abilities from her. Loses all abilities for as long as a creature remains on the battlefield. It's kind of cool. Damn. We could have actually done this to a fetch land if we had enough mana as well. Counter 1 activate ability or trigger. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. You can basically kill someone's land for 3. 5-color rooms. This is always a scare. Anything 5-color is always powerful. Right, okay, so we actually have to shine as Tidebinder here, just to make sure. When it enters, counter one art activated or triggered ability. That can literally stop the Misty Rainforest. And I'm really tempted to actually do that, as evil as that is. I think we are going to do it. So it basically killed the land. Okay, cool. GG. Oh, that's good. Tribal Flames. Let's go for Ephara, next turn maybe Heliod. No enchantments in the graveyard yet. We could even use Teferi to bounce back the Tishana's Tidebinder. That would be insane. Then we can use it again. The fact they only have... They've got 2 planes. They don't have the mana diversity now to cast Marina Vandrel. Ooh, that might be a bad thing to get rid of there, actually. Oh, let's just use Teferi. I think we're being too greedy here, trying to bounce the Tidebinder. Let's just do this first. I don't want to draw any cards, to be honest. Gearhulk is just an absolutely wonderful addition to the hand. Especially because we've got the Fateful Absence, we can kill 2 things now. And there we go. I think definitely getting rid of that land was monumental in stopping a 5-color deck from going off there. Alright, I'm going to go first again, and it's weird. Sometimes you just keep going first, and sometimes you just keep going second. It is very odd. It doesn't seem to be... Like, the human mind rationalizes random as 50-50 at a constant pace, right? But in reality, it just is a real bitch, really. Pretty sure years ago, Apple had to make their songs less random on their shuffle, iPod Shuffle, in order to make it feel more random. Very, very odd. So everything's flash. Flash, 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 flash. They ain't attacking. So Hilda cares about tapping stuff. Okay. Does it care about countering stuff? Okay. So if they play a next turn, they won't tap a creature, scry one, draw a card. That's peculiar timing. Surely you do that before the attack. This could just be a newer player's deck, which is fine. Nice to see some different decks. This is like making me feel excited seeing something. But yeah, that would have sadly been better before the attack. Oh, I feel really bad now. Feel really bad. But hey, my commander was different as well. You probably won't see anyone use Ephara, so sorry. See what I mean? This is just really weird. I'm going first again. It's just like the 3rd or 4th time in a row. I don't know who designed the algorithm here, but it's just bizarre. I mean, I'm not complaining. But I like going first. Everyone likes going first. But yeah, I'm just trying to explain how sometimes it looks like I'm always going first, and sometimes it is. I'm not just editing out the bad games. Do you honestly think I've got time to edit out? I mean, everyone edits to some extent, but I've not got time to edit out everything bad. I'll just be here all night, you know. Even 2 hours sometimes is a lot to record, especially after a long day's work and having the kids. But that's why your support really, really helps. So honestly, anyone that's support the channel in just by watching and donating, thank you so much. It's one of those things where I've done this for so long now, and I think, so honestly, sometimes I do think, what's the point? Like, is it worth it? It's hard to kind of quantify success, isn't it? It really is. It's one of those kind of weird things that you can't just look at a chart and go, oh, that's successful, because success is different for different people. What's more annoying? That whenever this dies. I think I'm happy to just... Why is it tapping like that? That is a very strange tap. Yeah, success is weird. Like, I can look at my YouTube stats and I can see like the numbers and think, oh, that's kind of cool. But then It's just one of those weird things. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, it's a long journey, and you have to, with journeys like YouTube, you have to really take the small successes where you can. And that is when I see people donate and become patrons, because that is like the pinnacle of support, right? It's just amazing. I couldn't be more humbled by someone doing that. So basically what I'm saying is I kind of want them to pay to give it indestructible. Okay. Sure. I don't have any flicker synergies in the deck. This is not a flicker deck. Although that would also work. I'm not saying that wouldn't work at all. Whenever a land comes in, put a counter on this creature. Let's kill it. I don't want this to exist any more than it has to be. Although, ironically, I've given them maps, which can actually put more counters on stuff. But we do have Venser for that. Ah. They don't want her, which means they don't have 5 mana. Okay. That could be annoying if we didn't have Venser, but we do, so... Sweet, yeah. I'm pretty confident with this game. Skral's Hive gives us continuous creatures as well. And although I do like flicker effects, I do feel like a deck like mine here is a bit more solid, because flicker requires you to have... that's only 5. I'll take 5. They took 4 last turn anyway, so... Flicker requires you to have creatures that have good ETBs a lot of the time. Our commander isn't even a creature half the time, so... Let's bounce that back to the hand. This is something cool, actually. So the Glorious Protector can exile the Venser when it comes in. And then when this dies, the Venser comes back. So yeah, we really have our engine set up here. Oh. I don't think they're going to be able to win from this point onwards. Not with a Voracious Great Shark. It's just too strong. And we can do some really tricky things, like play the Voracious Great Shark, counter an artifactual creature. In a later turn, we can exile up the Glorious Protector, and then like kill the Protector in response to an opponent casting a spell. Then the Great Shark comes back with an ETB trigger. We're down to 11 from an uncommon, but we do have superiority because we just have support and removal. There it goes again. See if we can counter it with this. And now Ephara's online, which means we're getting very close to lethal. Swords. Okay, fair enough. We do gain the life though. An eye for an eye, they say. And I kind of now know they don't have a board wipe in their hand because they did that. It's quite a big tell. Because otherwise they would have just saved this and just taken out everything else. And now we have Ephara as a creature again. So I don't think that the swords actually solve anything there. If they were to look long term at that move, all they really did was give me 6 life because they couldn't really back it up with anything else. So yeah, it's interesting. When you actually use a removal spell on commander, sometimes it's actually better to use it on another creature. I'm actually going to use it here because getting rid of this indestructible blocker could be quite useful. The replacement also comes in tapped. And it's a Stonecore Serpent, which is literally the perfect scenario. And that just made them instantly quit. So, oh my goodness, we've been very lucky to these games. Alright, we're going up against Castrol. So it's a birdie A bird build. Whenever one or more birds deal damage, you get one of these fabulous bonuses. Put a bird into play from your hand or graveyard. I've made this before a while back, and I forget how actual powerful that top ability is. Put a bird into play or reanimate one. It's really quite a crazy like add-on to a modal. It's like having this. Listen to the following modals: gain 1 life, draw a card, or win the game. That's what it feels like to me. You know, when it's modal, it should always be kind of equal, right? And that's what makes modal cards interesting. Because if 1/3 of a modal spell is so overpowering, then it's like, I think that's bad design. I'm not saying necessarily it is, because it is conditional. But being able to put a huge bird into play, obviously wizards aren't scared of their birds. Maybe they're like, our birds aren't that strong yet. Give it 5-10 years though. That could change. Compare that to put a counter on each bird. I mean, to be fair, that's also really good. Opponent is just not playing Magic properly here. So this could just be a commentary on this bird, Commander. Why do you join and just quit? But yeah, that was literally commentary on Castrel's design. So, hope you enjoyed that. I'm getting some really sick hands against powerful decks. Always helps. Okay, dual land. Archivist of Ogma is really great in this meta because everyone in their mum is using fetch lands. So every time someone fetches, I mean, there's one there, which sadly we ain't. Actually, no, we can do it in response, can't we? Yeah, the wording of this is fine. It doesn't say whenever an opponent sacrifices the land in order to search. It just says whenever they search. So they're searching now, which means, yeah, that's actually pretty awesome. Yeah, they search after. So we get to gain a life and draw a card. The gaining a life bit is interesting because you normally create silver bullets for situations that need them, right? But I get the drawing versus blue decks, but the life gain is against red. Does red search that much? Or in what way is the gaining life the flavour for an archivist? I don't really know. Maybe it's knowledge, but knowledge is blue. Searching their library. So someone's searching their library, and then this archivist is like, no, I'm going to search mine. Weird. Flash, flash. Okay, so annoyingly, this 3 toughness is actually kind of stopping us. Okay, they want to swing in. Fine. I could have blocked with this. We desperately need some more land because our hand is proper expensive. Spirited Companion. When it enters draw. So that was only 1 mana. I'm gonna counter their ability. So stop them drawing and then we draw instead. Cheeky, right? Yes, and we got a land. Overlord. That's annoying. So they can return creatures back. This is so OP, this card. Like, it doesn't seem like it, right? But this is there's a reason this is really expensive in paper. Right, let's start applying some pressure and support. Returning creature every time this comes in or attacks. Kind of need a board wipe. Smothering Tithe is very irritating. I'm going to put a stop in my upkeep because I'm not sure what I want to do. God damn it. I'm going to bounce it before it triggers. He's Smothering Tithe in 1v1. It's so powerful. Just gonna get shock here. because I want to flash in the Brazen Borrower in their turn, so we can draw a card with it in our turn with Ephara. Oh, I don't know how we're getting on with this. The Smothering Tithe was an annoying stop because I would have rather have played something else, really. When this becomes a proper creature, that's going to get really irritating. And also, the other annoying thing is, the Brazen Borrower coming down is going to draw us a card, so they're going to bloody get another treasure. Oh dear. And we have the Archivist as well. Exile, target non-permanent controls until this enchantment leaves. It's so irritating. They've got literally everything they need. And we'll leave that there. Okay, 6. Oh, this is irritating. I think we just have to race. It's not impossible, but the fact that Zer gives us stuff lifelink and death touch and hexproof is highly, highly annoying. The only solace we kind of have is if we get 7 lands, and then we can get out one of these two, and maybe just try and take him out. Flash and Wrath. Block this stupid thing. Stupid Smothering Tithe. And Zer comes down. 1/4. And it draws them a card. And they get a land. They're going to fetch, so we draw, but then they get another mana. Ooh. They've got so much support in the ranks here. Ooh. Okay, so we got the 7th land. Silk Wrap. Come on, man. I cannot wait to say surprise MF in their next turn to Fairy. Decline. Let's just crack this down in case I've got some kind of weird thing. Have they got some kind of gotcha thing? I'm a bit scared. Right. Go to them. I'm weirdly hoping they animate a few things and then do a massive attack, and then we can exile all their attackers. I've never got this off before. They are going for it. Animating that. So there's no reason to kind of question why they wouldn't do a big attack, right? Let's see what they actually want to attack with. Everything. Let them do that trigger first. If they got a counter spell, then obviously we're just so screwed. It's hardly like... I mean, it's like... No? Okay. Oh my goodness. Exile all attackers. That is a humongous hit. But if they have a board wipe, then we're going to be a little bit screwed here. How do they get that back? Oh, I don't know. Remember, Detention Sphere down to 10. They're going to get rid of this. So basically, all of their removal is stuff that is just... that can be dealt with at a later point. Get another treasure. They're down to 4. What am I scared of? So this comes down, makes something an enchantment, big attacking thing. Our historic spells have flash, so we can flash in one of these 4 things. So we want to be reactive. Right, so that's coming down as expected. I honestly thought I was going to lose this. Ward 3. Overlord of the Flood Pits. They're down to 3. But that's not as a creature. Oh my goodness. Death Touch, Lifelink, Hexproof. They have to be careful because whatever they swing in with, they won't have as a blocker. They know we have Flash. It's a very tricky situation for them, isn't it? Because whatever they attack in with, they're not going to do anything. So they counter this, or remove this. Do they have a counter or anything? Okay. So what they're going to do is they're going to reactively create a blocker. But remember, we can literally flash anything in. So as long as we can flash 2 things, 4, 5, 4. No, we don't want to do that. I think they realised the writing's on the wall. The Heartbreak Arrow can just bounce anything. And yeah, it's kind of a cool board state that we really had there. Just trying to calculate. So 4, we can only actually cast 1 thing. And the thing that they make the blocker would have had hexproof. So I actually think they should not have quit there. Because how are we to stop? Oh, I guess we could have bounced then we lost all the abilities. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, damn, we got pretty lucky what we had considering how much removal they had. Jeez. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.